Hi, welcome back to my channel, Faraday Academy, for our 6th live stream in this series. And today we're going to be continuing where I left off with the front end of the application and then going ahead and setting up the backend Express application. So let me go to screen share. All right, and yeah, there's the code for the app. And by the way, the code is in this repo, so GwenAF curriculum-app. There's a link in the description below. And basically, in the last live stream, we finished mocking up all of these pages. And then, yeah, we finished this form. And so we're displaying some, I guess, dummy data on this page. So I'm going to go ahead and finish displaying the data on this page, and then I'm going to set up the backend and the API and some Mongo so that way we can start saving the form maybe in the next live stream. All right, so this page comes next, so I'm going to go ahead and run the front end. One second. All right. And I have to get into the front end repo, which is my Vue app, and then npm run serve, which will take a minute. So I'll go ahead and open the file that I want in curriculum front source. So I have my Vue entry points, and then this is the page, the display a single curriculum page. So last time, at the end of last time, we hooked up this live selected curriculum data that's being imported. Oh, right. We mapped it from Vuex state. So here's the Vuex store, and just importing the data for right now. It was just mock data that I generated on Mockaroo. Yeah, so it's basically just an array of 10 items. Anyways, importing that into the store, setting it to state, and then mapping that state to these components. So here on mounted, I find the curriculum that I want out of state, or out of the whole array on state. And then I'm displaying it here. Yeah, I'm displaying, but just the name and description right now. So I want to fix that right now. So let me pull this up in a browser. Localhost 8080. All right, so there's the home screen. View all of these, and then I can click on one and it displays. This is real data, and all these section stuff is not, so I want to fill these in. So let's see. So the first thing I need to do is these expansion panels. I've got to loop through these. So let me go ahead and get rid of, let me go ahead and get rid of these extra 2 panels, because I'll just need one as the base of my loop. So open that up. I guess I'll need a v4 here. And let me figure out what I'm looping through first. So I'm looping through selected curriculum dot, let me see. Oh, in sections, right? Let me look at the Vue Dev Tools and see, actually. So I have it on Vuex. So I'm going to inspect it, curriculum data. So yeah, there's an array of sections, and inside that there's projects and resources. Okay. So if I go back here, where did I put that? Here we go. So for selected curriculum. I guess I'll call it curriculum in, no, because I'm going to get the sections. That's right. So for section in selected curriculum dot sections, and then I can loop through that array. But here I don't have an ID on section, and I need a unique key here, so I'm just going to put that and then key equals I. And then so that will, this is basically the index, so it'll be, 0, 1, 2 as you go through the array. This will be the index, so it'll give it a unique key each time. So now I have the section here. So I do have a name, so I'm going to put section. Yeah, I'll leave the section word here and then do something like this. Section.name. And let me see how that looks. Sweet. So section, I guess I should put like a 1 here, or, oh yeah, the index here. So I can put the index here. So section looks kind of weird if you're not a programmer to start with 0, so I'll do +1. And now this is getting too long, so there we go. All right. Oops. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Now inside the section, I need resources and then projects. So I'm gonna, let's see. Yeah, I can leave this subheader alone. I think it's this list group that I'm going to need to v4 over. So, let's see, list action. Oh, I forgot. This is a lot of code just because the Vue.js framework has a lot of code. So basically, all this is just one checkbox item. So I should get rid of the rest of them actually. Yeah, because I'm going to have to loop through those too. Let's clean it up a little bit. All right. So now I'm on the list group and the list item. Yeah, so I'm gonna, v4 here, v4 equals, and then I'll put, I guess, resource in section dot resource, and this is a sub loop from up here where I got the section, so now I can loop through section dot resources. And then this is the, I guess, one problem with using the key here. So yeah, I'll just do key. So I'll pick resource.name plus, let me pull in the index here as j, so plus j. All right, so that'll be my key. And then vModel, I'm gonna have to change these. No, I don't think I will actually. So I think I'll just change here and see if this works. So this is the title and the subtitle. And I think right now, well, let me look at the data real quick. I don't think I have a subtitle for this data. Vuex. Oh yeah, state. And then sections. Yeah, all I'm doing is a basic string, and this data will change later because I'm going to want to make these each an object. Since it's a string right now, I'm going to get rid of this. All right. So resource. Oh, in other words, there's no resource.name, so it should be just resource because that is the name until I make these an object. So I think that's all I have to do is put the double curly braces here and resource. All right, let me try that. Open this. Yeah, awesome. So there's just one resource here, I guess. And it might have been because I did something wrong when I was generating the data. I'm not sure yet. But yeah, so basically I need to do the same thing for looping through projects. And I'll get rid of these extra list items. Okay. Oh, I still have one too many. Right. And so projects here, it's this one. Okay. So I'll loop through and do v4 project in section dot projects, and then I'll do the same thing with doing a key. So I'll do project, which is just the name, and then plus k, and let me give it a k here. All right, sweet. So now I can delete this and come here and do project, and let me see. All right, but I think, so let me look in section 1. Well, let me actually look in these. Okay, so it does work. And this isn't a mistake, it's just in the data that I generated, I happened to put the same thing a bunch of times. Okay, so yeah, there happened to be a bunch of calculator. So this is working properly and displaying the resources as I intended. So now if I go back to view all, I can click on any of these, and yeah, sweet. Okay, so that's all working. And now create. So why isn't create going to the form? So let me just hook up these two buttons real quick before I get onto the Express node app. So create new and create for some reason are not going to the form. So I'm sure I did something wrong in the routing. Curricula/create should come up with the create curriculum page. Let me see, did I spell it right? Let me look at this. Yep, it's exactly the same. So I wonder if the page is the problem. So create curriculum. From, let me see. Hey, thanks. Thanks, Shubham. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I think that I imported something. I thought I was importing data in here. Maybe not. Yeah, selected curriculum. Why is it undefined? Hey, nameless. Selected. So it's only in this one. This dot selected curriculum. In display curriculum. But it's not there at all. Oh. Oh. Let me see. Alright, but that shouldn't have anything to do with this page. Curriculum.create. Oops. Create curricula. So I wonder why this page isn't displaying because of that. Alright, display curriculum. Dot view. So it says here. It seems like it's defined. I guess that my only thought is that mounted here, it's not there in time, I guess. Selected curriculum. But it's already, so I'm already defining this on data. And then I'm saying this dot selected curriculum. I wonder if I misspelled it somewhere else, but the page works fine, which is weird because this page works fine. Property or method settings is not defined. Let me take a look at that. So, oops. Settings. Oh, so it's trying to v-model to something that's not there. So I really have enjoyed teaching. I used to mentor and teach JavaScript and some Python, and I really liked it and enjoyed it. And I've been wanting to do this for a while, this channel, and it just so happens I'm kind of working on some of my own projects and stuff. So I want, making more tutorials and classes to be part of, I guess, my career going forward. So I had a lot of fun. I created a 3-hour free code camp Vue tutorial earlier this year, and I just had a blast recording it. Like, I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and spend an hour or two recording every day. So yeah, that's what I've been wanting to do for a while. Can't remember what I was doing. Yeah, so that should take care of those 2 errors. And maybe that took care of all of them. Nope. Let me look. This works fine. I wonder if I should just reset the server. Let me look for that button actually. The create new button. And this isn't going anywhere right now, so So let me set up a click event. So at click, no, I think I can just do, oh yeah, so I guess I'll do, what was it, route, this dot router dot push maybe? So we'll see. And then, so curricula dot create. And so let me go home. So view all, create new. All right, so the route worked, but why? I have no idea why. So let me trace this back. So I've selected curriculum as undefined, which the only place I'm using that even in the app is in display curriculum. Let me see if I have leftover. No, I have no leftover imports. And it should never be undefined unless this is undefined at first, maybe. So let me see. Create curriculum. Let me just get rid of this page real quick. All right, so yeah, this page works fine now. And now it doesn't like it anymore, even though it's a completely separate page. So here, it doesn't. So I think this must be undefined at some point. Okay, so display curriculum. So, all right, so in display curriculum, this is undefined, but I don't care about this, so it shouldn't be affecting my route. Oh, right, yeah. So why is this undefined then? Selected curriculum. So this page shouldn't be displaying the display curriculum. I think there must be some kind of error in here. Ah, man, that was really dumb. Okay, so this create curriculum. No, that's not it. Yeah. I thought maybe I imported this twice, but it's not. So create curriculum. So it's weird because when I'm on this page, this component should show, but for some reason this component is showing. So let me see. Display curricula. Let me just give these a name for the router. display curriculum. Oh yeah, so it's just the last two letters. Thanks. Honestly, it's a little bit awkward at first, I think, to get used to talking out loud on live streams. Because when you're coding, you're so used to being in the zone and just, I guess, just focusing and being quiet or listening to a song or something. And now it's kind of like all my thoughts have to come out while I'm still focusing. All right, so I'll just go ahead and give this one a name too. So script, and then name, create curriculum. Wait, so yeah, this one's display, and create. So it's not really any better, but because for some reason it's still showing up here. So I'm actually doing some more playing around with Vue 3. Of course, I watched Evan use talk, and it's nice that it's going to be faster and stuff. But I haven't used all the APIs yet. Yes, I've tried TypeScript, and it's okay. I know some people like it, some people don't. It definitely does slow down development, so in some ways it is a bit annoying. Yeah, but it has its use cases. It's definitely nice in JavaScript to have some strong typing, because otherwise it's kind of the Wild West where you don't always know what you're getting. But you get added complexity with that. So I think there's quite a bit of added complexity in TypeScript, but it's good for like larger teams, obviously, who are working all together. You get less errors theoretically, even though testing is probably the number one underutilized way to prevent errors in an app. What am I doing with that? Okay. So yeah, I'm not sure where that error is coming from. I think I'm just going to sleep on this, and it's probably something obvious that I'm going to realize later. So for right now, I'm going to go ahead and been 27 minutes, yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and bootstrap the backend and come back to that. All right, so I have curriculum front here. So I'm going to create a new, I'm going to keep I still have the front end running. So I have a new tab, and I'm going to, what did I call the front end? Curriculum front. So I'm going to say, make a new directory called curriculum back. And then, so I have curriculum back, cd, curriculum back. And now there's nothing in here. So first I'm going to make a main JavaScript file. And then I'm going to do npm init. And that should be good. Okay, so it picked up the JavaScript file, and that's all fine. All right, so now I'll have this over here under curriculum back. And let me just get rid of this. And I'm going to put, to start the application, it's going to be, I'm going to be running that index file with Node, so it'll be node index.js. And then I need content in here, but since I don't memorize every keyword for Express, I'm just going to do some copy paste. So first I need to save Express to that package.json file. So let me install Express. Sweet, that was quick. And now yeah, I have a package lock file and the node modules, and I have Express version 4. All right, so let me just get, let me take the Hello World app. I'm just going to copy paste these 5 lines into my index. All right. So I have, I'm getting the Express library, starting the app, setting the port, and then I have one endpoint, which should be, okay, so actually I'm going to do port 5000. Yeah, just one place. All right, so now I'm just going to run this file. So at the node index, so it's just going to be npm run, or the shortcut, I guess, just npm start, which runs node index.js, example app listening and port 5000. Good. So now I'm going to do localhost 5000, and it returns the string from that endpoint because it's just at /. Okay. All right, that's good. So I guess the next step is I want to kind of build out the API endpoints a little bit. So I'm going to create a server folder, and this is kind of how I just set up my Express apps in general, or I guess my backends APIs. So server, and then I'll put all of the API endpoints in there. And then I'll put, I'm going to need an app, JS file at some point. There we go. And now, so I wrote down the endpoints I want. So I basically want a curricula endpoint for right now, and that's the only one I want right now. And then just for importing and exporting, I'm going to put another index.js file there. And now I have to come through the tree. So I'm going to start out here, and I'm going to import, let me copy paste because I know I need the router from Express. So routing. All right, this is fine for right now. I'm going to start here, but import, or I guess on the back end, with the version of Node I'm using, I am not using imports, so it's going to be const, express equals require, express. And then I'm gonna, no. It's const, I need a router, so I'm gonna do const router equals express dot router, and I believe that's it. And now instead of this, I'm gonna do router dot get, and then I'm gonna export the router. So module dot exports equals router. And yeah, so this will ideally have a whole bunch of routes attached to it, and then I just export it as one router. And now I'll import it into here. So Or I guess I'm only going to have one route for a while, so maybe I'll just import it directly into this app file. So let me actually move all of this maybe into here. And I have Express starting and running. So I'll import all my routes here. Yeah, so I'll do it from here. So I'll do const routes equals. See, this is where I want the index. So I'm going to fix it in 1 second. So I'll just require from API ./API actually. Yeah, so this will require the index file or whatever is exported from the index file in my API. So I'm going to import it into here. So so I need to make the router again in here. So const yeah, I think this is right. We'll see if the syntax is right. Equals require express, and then do the same thing with the router. So const router equals express.router, and then so okay, router dot use and then okay, yeah. So the string I want is going to be curricula, and this will all make sense in 1 second. So router.use. Right, so I'm going to need to actually import the curricula file. So I need to const curricula equals require curricula. And then I can use it in my router, and then I'm going to export it again. And this is a lot of setup, but what am I doing? Module.exports, but this will be a good foundation as this app gets larger, I think. So I'm going to export this router, and so now all routes here are going to be /curricula, and then the default route for curricula is just this hello world. I'll change this so curricula. Okay. And then when I go into my app, I need to do another app.use. So I'm requiring routes from my API. And now I'm going to have, oh wait. I think here I just do express.use. No. Express.use. And then I'm going to have to look this up. Okay. And then I want a string here too. So I'm going to actually call this, I think, API version 1, just like a standard thing. So then I'll have API /v1 /curricula. And then in here I'll have get and post requests. So I'll go ahead and do those actually. So here's a post request. Yeah, that's fine. So I'll post request at /curricula, get and post, to get all of the curricula and to create a new one. Oh, this would be router post. So, one second. So, yeah, I think, oh, I should have put that on the screen, sorry. I think that I have to do, this will be app.use. Yeah, that was dumb. That makes sense. Okay. So, hello curricula, gotta post. Yeah, so here I'll put, these ones should have ID. So I can't remember exactly, but it's basically this. And then I can chain these two, which I guess I'll do later. So I want to have get, patch, and update on these. Let me group these. Okay. And then, oops. Yeah. And this one will be delete. And then I have to figure out how Express, I can do Express variables. Yeah, you can use Webpack for a lot of different things. It's extremely powerful. So I could do something where I can be able to use imports in the version of Node that I'm using. I think I'm on version 10. I switched to version 10 maybe. Yeah. Okay, routing, middleware. Okay, so, okay, those match routes. Yeah, so this is the ID. Okay, that's good. So here, I guess I won't just call it ID. I'll call it curricula ID. Or maybe ID is fine for right now. That's fine. And then, yeah, I'll send back the params for this. All right. So I have this being imported into the index file, which is imported into app. And then here I need to import the app file, which should also be index, I guess. But maybe I'll just rename this one then. It's just there's 3 layers of that. So yeah, I think that makes more sense putting indexes inside of folders. Okay. So yeah. So here for right now, I'm just going to require the server, and that should run the server file, and I will have access to these routes. So I was kind of building blind for a while. This isn't restarting yet, so I'm gonna do npm start, and of course cannot find module curriculum back index.js, right, because I didn't change the name here. So I changed it to app.js. Okay. So clear that. And now, awesome. Okay, so it's running. And now let me just use the browser for another GET request. Oh, I have it here. So here, my endpoint should be at API/v1/curricula. Cannot get. Okay. Let's see what it said. Oh, I have no logging. So there's no authentication here. So I know. Yeah, so it's still, if I do this, it's still going to there. So let me see. That, no, that shouldn't. API v1, and then curricula. All right. So why isn't it showing? Let me actually use a REST client here. So I'll make a GET request to that. It doesn't give me any extra information. And so let me look up Express router because I'm not even sure if I have the syntax right. So that's app. So here's the Express router. Router.use. Okay, so I don't have any middleware for the router, so that's not an issue. App.use birds. Okay, I'm doing exactly that. So I have my routes that I'm using, that I'm getting from API. And router.use. Let me see if router.use is the right syntax. So it's yeah, it should be router.use. I wonder if I'm importing or exporting it correctly. Oh, I think I know what I'm doing. Syntax is a little bit. Okay, so I think in here I need to chain these. I think because I'm importing them into a different file. So here I believe it would be router.route and then get maybe. And then this function will go inside there. And then I can chain the post request too. So yeah. All right, so router.route and then .post. And then let me see if that works. All right, I really need to all right. Route.post requires a callback function, but got an object instead. Oh, right. Okay. That was wrong. And here it's kind of annoying, so I'm going to install Nodamon, npm I Nodamon, just so I can restart my server, or so my server will restart as I'm coding. All right, so now let me go ahead and set up Nodamon. So I'm going to do Nodamon, and I don't have it globally installed, so I think here I'll do npx, so it'll point to this local install of Nodamon. And let me see. Sweet. So now it should restart as I make changes. Okay. Oh. So it's still not able to get. But let me fix all these too. So router.route, and then this will be .get. Okay, and then .patch, and oh right, I have to get rid of this string because it's already being chained onto it. So right. And this string too. Okay. Oh, whoops. So that one. Oops. What am I doing? All right. Oh, what am I? All right. 404 again. So it's not getting API v1 curricula for some reason. Let me see if it's being picky. Because I know, so this is working. Yeah. So maybe I set too many things up at once, but here I have Express. Yeah, so I'm defining the Express router and then route.route, and then I'm exporting the router, which should work. And then and then in here I'm using it. So here, router.use. Let me try this, see if that works. All right, so let me go back to API v1/curricula. Yes, it was just a /. All right, that's good. So now all of my routes should work, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let me try the /ID one. /some ID. Sweet, so I get the params back. So I got my ID. All right, so yeah, so that was all based off a typo. And this is why I kind of hate setting this up from scratch every time, because there's so many little things. It's like I have to set up Mongo and Mongoose and the logger and, you know, Nodamon and all the API endpoints, and yeah, so I could use a generator. Express, the default generator, I think it generates for a full stack application. But there are some that do APIs, like if you just want to use it for an API, which is what I'm doing and what I pretty much always do. All right, so I have all of these endpoints, and then I'm going to have another folder. Wow, it's been almost an hour already. All right, so I have a server folder, and then I'll have a database folder for the models and migrations and whatever else I'm going to have there. And then, yeah, so I'll do an index file in here, and then I'll do, well, I just won't make a folder. I'll just have models in here and not overcomplicate it this time until I need extra folders. All right, and so what else did I want to do? This one. Hi, Eklon. How are you? Let me see. I could go ahead and hook up Mongo because I set up the API endpoints. Let me see. Yeah, I'll go ahead and start to set up Mongoose anyway. So, let me see. Oh, then I'll have to start Mongo. Mongo might already be running. I might be running it with Homebrew on my computer. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I want. All right. So this is basically the hello world of Mongo code that I want. And I'm going to put it in here, but first I need to wait, I also want to get rid of these semicolons. All right. All gone. Good. And I'm going to use a new database, and I'm going to call it curriculum app. I don't know, can I have capitals in Mongo databases? I'm not sure. Probably. Curriculum app. And okay. Well, I can get rid of that later. Let me see if Mongo's running. So I think brew services list. So I do have MongoDB running right now. All right, so that should be able to connect. All right, but it is after 9 o'clock, so I have to run. And so I'm going to finish setting up Mongo and connect it to the back end. Well, let me push this code real quick. And I'll finish setting up Mongo and connect it to the back end on Sunday at noon, Eastern Standard Time in the US. So, well, it's up one directory. And now I have the back end and the front end set up. So I'm going to do curriculum back. Okay. Do git add curriculum back. Okay. And the modified files. So I'll do commit these, and I'll say this is code from LIVESTREAM number 6. I actually forgot to commit the code from LIVESTREAM number 5 until just before this session, so now all the code should be up to date. Awesome. So git push and I also need to update the README, but the README is kind of boring, so I'll do that not live, like in between sessions. But I'm going to update this to include some API stuff and then organize it maybe a little bit better. All right, so remind me later. All right, sweet. So it has my new updates. And yeah, next time it will be Mongo, Mongoose, get the CRUD operations working on the back end, and then I'm hooking up the form on the front end. And maybe by that time I'll figure out what dumb thing I did to make the front end not work correctly. Because I'm sure it's like a small mistake that I just haven't thought of. Need to do a better job with. All right, so have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, everybody.